Hey guys, this is Asker from Breakfree Trading, and I wanted to do a weekly market update to just have a talk about what's going on right now, because for the previous weeks I've talked about this pullback that we saw actually starting, but now we have a little bit of strength coming into this week. So the question is if this is going to persist or it's going to turn over. Personally, I don't think this is gonna persist this up to. It might, and I'm not gonna bet against it. It's not like I'm going out here and betting against SPX here. It's just too uncertain with the position that the market is in that I'm not even willing to consider trading against the trend here. I'd much rather sit out and let everyone else make the mistakes before I make my opinion. So let's have a look at DXY, the dollar index, because we've been having a look at this, and well, it's in a spot here right now, and these, the SPX and DXY, they're very correlated, So the question is, which one will hold? And that is a really good question. I mean, if you look at the DXY and you look at the current trend, you can see it is attempting some sort of reversal here. The question is if it's gonna survive, or this will just be like a fake out and it will continue its downtrend, right? It could easily be. You can see here we have had these in the past where the global trend almost got turned into an uptrend, and then it continued further down. So it's hard to say exactly. It's kind of, these two things are showing the same thing, which is that no one really has a good idea right now what is going on. And the most important thing is just not to lose money here. Like, we just don't want to be losing money on trading opportunities that we don't feel confidence or we have confidence in. That's very important. A lot of people are addicted to trading or the markets in general and feel like they must do something every week. And this is why they keep losing. So when we're looking at this from the higher time frames, I don't really see much that we can do here. I think instead we'll find a lot more opportunities on the lower time frames. So let's have a look at the volatility index, the WIX. Just see how it matches up with everything else. Yeah. So again, it's kind of showing the same spot that everything else is in. It's we had the beginning of volatility to begin, but then it's kind of been suppressed, and now we're kind of waiting to see what will happen. This can either go up, it can go down, it can go sideways. But I'm not willing to place any bets on this, honestly. Like, it's just way too uncertain on these higher time frames to make a decision. So what can we do? Well, what we can do is we can go to the lower time frames and have a look at what's going on. But first, let's have a look at Bitcoin and just evaluate. Because Bitcoin looks very different from SPX right now. As you might have heard, there's basically a war being started right now. A war on crypto coming out of the US government. And these guys out for blood. And, they coming after Binance and the BUSD stablecoin, and who knows where exactly this ends. It's extremely uncertain, and it's by no means positive or good for crypto in any way. So I think Bitcoin here has a room for testing 25k, has room for testing 20k. I wouldn't do anything right here. Like, again, it's not that you can't put on a trade or something. It's just it's really 50-50, and I think there's a lot of people making the mistakes trading this right now and getting hurt, really hurt. I mean, you could give it a shot buying down here, right? I mean, we're still in an uptrend. You could give it a shot. Maybe you could get a trade out of it like this, but it's personally not a trade that I'm putting on. And if you're looking to short something, I think Ethereum is looking even worse now, because staking is coming into the crosshairs of the US government as well. Like, if you're looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can see that the uptrend on Ethereum is only 24%, and on Bitcoin it's 86%. And that is because that these staking services are being targeted, which Ethereum is entirely based on right now. So it's very messy. This could easily test 1250, could easily test 1,000. Same with Bitcoin, could easily fall back, but you can see the weakness in Ethereum. So if you do want to go long, it's not on Ethereum you want to go long. You want to go long on Bitcoin, and if you want to go short, you want to short Ethereum, not Bitcoin, because you want to look for the weakness to short. And I mean, I have done a little bit of trading on Ethereum. I shorted it from here down to 1500. It was good trades, but I haven't really engaged with it ever since then. And it's very messy right now. Like, this is really messy. I personally would just, I don't know. This is really not something that I'm interested in trading in. It's very hard to form an opinion about it right now, because I feel like we're still waiting for so much to happen right now. Let's have a look at it again next week and see how it looks. So crypto is very uncertain. If you want to short, you want to short Ethereum or other staking coins. If you want to go long, you want to long Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, if anything, then these attacks from the US government on crypto is strengthening Bitcoin's position and is strengthening the core principles of cryptocurrency, which is to allow you to transact with anyone in the world without a third party. So, I don't know. Very difficult to make any opinion about it. Let's go have a look at this Euro AUD trade that we still got open. So we've been in this trade for, quite some time now. And well, I don't think it's actually looking that bad. I think it's just taking its time. This is a swing trade. This is a one-day trade. We've been in it for several days now. I think it's looking good for TP down here and here. Like, this overall price structure that we have going on. If we just clear it for a moment here. I mean, trend is looking good. Weakness in the trend. This is all looking just fine. And overall, this structure is not really great either. I mean, it might test up here again, but overall, this is not looking like strength. Maybe we get something like this. Maybe we get something like that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with my position here. We still have some pending orders right now. You might remember that we set this up last week. We haven't gotten this entry yet, but I still think this looks fine. If we get a short entry here, I'll be happy with that. Then we have silver USD, and we started talking about it after this big candle down, but we haven't really seen any sort of strength that would give it an entry here. But maybe we get some, I think there's some Fed news today. I think there's some CPI numbers, whatever. One of these things could easily trigger a quick candle into here. And that's kind of what we're fishing for here, because the trend is good. If we got a retest here, like a quick candle, we don't want to see this thing start to move up like this, like slowly grind into. We don't want to see that. What we want to see is some news being released today or tomorrow, something where it just does a quick dive into this and then probably will die off. That's the trade here. That's what we're going for. I'm happy to leave this trade. So that's kind of the setup that we have right now. Why don't we go have a look at what else is available? We start with the higher time frames. Filters look good. And let's begin. Gotta turn on strategy mode to make sure we have it. Yeah, it could be a buy. This could be a buy. I mean, we're already exposed on AUD, and it's basically the same trade. We're already long on AUD, even though this is a short position on Euro AUD. So that means we're actually short Euro and we're long AUD. So we're not necessarily looking to add to our exposure. I think this is not my favorite trade to look at, to be honest. It's already, you know, you can see that this neutral level has already been hammered once, a second time, even though it's reclaiming here, and it might go to the TP and so on. It's just not what we really want to see. We don't really want to engage with trades when they're sitting right on the entry field. In general, we want to engage with trades before it happens, right? So have a look at this trade. This is a 4 trade on New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, and you can see it actually came up and hit extremely well the entry area we had up here, and this trade would actually have been profitable right now. So that's a nice trade. And I mean, the trend as well, everything supports that this was a very nice trade to take. The X model level identified it just great. So that's all fine. Let's see what else we got. We already short on this. New Zealand dollar CHF. Okay, so this trade hasn't really moved much. Let's have a look. Okay. I'm looking at the trend here. You can see that we already had a dip here, and then we had this. We already turned into like some sort of downtrend, but there was a little bit of gas left in the tank. Actually was enough to pull it into an uptrend again, but now we're diving down into downtrend again. I think this would be a decent trade to take. And the reason I say that is because I like to see these trends getting exhausted so fast, meaning that we have an uptrend and then we basically lose the uptrend. You see that people, you know, people start to sell, and we get some pressure that actually gets taken out by the buyer again, and we get a short uptrend that is then ended very quick with some strong sell, right? So those are really great trades in general. When you have a trend that has been tested 2 times and then turns bearish this fast, like into a downtrend this fast, that's a really good indication that there's going to be a lot of weakness in this pair. So I would, even though that this trade showed up while it's basically around this neutral level, which is a bit risky, it's a pretty good response that's been here so far. I think this looks like a decent trade. I would be interested in taking it. Okay, let's move along. Let's see what else we got. So yeah, let's put this on. Looks like I got a little bit of internet issues today. Not sure why that is. Alright, we'll come back to that. Let's go have a look at the lower time frames. CAT CHF. Oh, that looks like a lot of weakness. And I guess the short is from here. Yeah, I mean, if we could get a short from here, that would be a nice trade. I don't think that would be bad at all. You can see it's pretty common for this market to do these pushes and then a pull back, another push, and a pull back, and a push. So if we get a push into here, I think that'd be an ideal trade. You can see that this trend is very conflicting, but I think overall this would be definitely worth taking. It looks like CHF is coming out with a lot of strength, the Swiss franc. So we're going to keep that in mind. Let's see what else we have. GBP CAD. GBP CAD right now on its way to this entry point. Overall, I think like it just looks like a lot of people losing money in the market right now. And a lot of time the best you can do is, is just to stand back and observe how everyone else is losing money. And by the time that it becomes clear that they are fucked up and the market you will have a window of opportunity where you have a chance to make a move and you can capitalize on this. And when everyone else have made their bet already and are already in position, that's usually where you just gotta be a little bit extra patient, and then the market will present an opportunity for you to ride on the back of all these people that's about to get stopped out or liquidated. And that's where you want to get on the wave. So let's see what we got here. I mean, this is coming in pretty strong. I'm not sure. I mean, I think we have to look to the higher time frames of this to get a good idea if this is worth taking or not. So what do I see here? Well, we see a pretty early downtrend established here. I don't think this will look that weak. And the reason I'm saying that this doesn't look that weak is because we already had this push down into the support and a push up and then a strong candle down again, and you can see it's coming up. But this is a pretty common structure that you will see a lot of times. And yeah, I think this has room for a bit more. I think this is room for like a retest. Notice how this early trend hasn't made like a retest yet of the levels in any way, and I think there's some strength here. I just don't like the overall price action considering for like a 15-minute setup. I think it's looking too strong. There's too high a chance of getting stopped up, but I might be wrong. It might be a great trade, but personally I'm not gonna be taking this one. We got a short on silver USD here. So the short was from here, 15-minute trade. Would have been a nice trade, but it didn't get there. So a lot of weakness in silver. So this is another example of a trade that it's just not ideal to take. And the reason it's not ideal to take, let's make it a little bit bigger, is because that you can see that it's already like consolidating into this entry level. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's a good trade, we'll find out. Oh, it turned out to be a good trade. But in general, I don't like to get into these trades that's where the market is already like consolidating really close. In this case, it worked out beautifully. That would have been a very nice trade to take. And that's what I'm saying. I'm definitely not always right on these trades at all, which one are good or which one are bad. What I try to do is I try to use my experience and the context of the situation that the market is in, and try to see if I can find some angle where I feel like I have a high probability trade. And if I can't find that, if I can't, I don't just take random setups. I take setups that I believe are going to be winning setups, and if I get stopped out on these, I'm like, that's completely fine because I was happy with the opportunity. So I don't see so much more. I think was also a nice trade here on AUD USD. I think right now you don't really want to be getting into these long-term trades like swing trades, etc. If you want to do anything, you want to look to the lower time frame and take, really consider the options that's being made available to you on all the from the high time frames all the way down to the lower time frames, to build a thesis and an idea around if this is a good trade to take or not for you. I think 15-minute, 1-hour trades is where the money is to be made right now. Clearly, we had some good trades here on Sona. I think that's the way you want to invest your attention. I think getting into swing trades right now is probably not the right time. Of course, there's exceptions like this Euro AUD swing trade that we're in. Which I'm still happy with, by the way. I could take profit, but I'm pretty happy with how it's structured and set up. So that's kind of it for me from this week, guys. Like, you gotta make sure that other people, gotta think about what is everyone else doing, right? And I think what this shows is that everyone else is uncertain about what's going on right now, and a lot of people are making mistakes getting into buying or selling right now without having the full picture. And I think very soon it's going to become very clear to us what direction that this market is going to head. Not specifically this, but I'm talking about SPX, whether we're going to have more uptrend or we'll begin a downtrend. I would not be surprised at all to see SPX rejected hard from here. This is like, this formation is it's pretty common. But if it starts breaking above here, like 4180, maybe we're looking at 4400, something like that. I don't know, but I don't think the Fed is gonna allow it. I just don't think they're gonna allow it, but I could be wrong. What do I know? Is there some low time frame trades here? Yeah, maybe, but I would wait. I would save my capital until I have more confidence of where this thing is going before I start digging into it. So yeah, guys, those are the thoughts from me. I just remember, this is not this is not a rush. If you miss an opportunity, don't worry about it. There's always another opportunity in the market. It's very easy to get caught up in either not getting an entry or just sitting on the sidelines and feeling like you need to do something. You have to be active, but if you're trying to put on trades every single day and be active every single day, then you're basically engaging like a retail trader that everyone else is working towards taking their money from. So that's not the position you want to be in. You want to do what everyone else, you want to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope you have a great week. And tomorrow I'll see you for the live stream. Have a great day.